part of prosecutors in the Diddy case. Getting convicted of the Mann Act, he is going to get out within a year. I mean, based on based on sentencing guidelines, prosecutors are asking for a little more than 4.
Right.
And he's already served nearly a year. He's not going to get 4. He's going to get less than that. He could easily get 2 under the sentencing guidelines, and he's already served 1. Plus, there's credit that he's going to get. Diddy will get out, but when he got back to prison, it was raucous.
On Wednesday night, when he walked in after, like you said, certainly he views it as a victory. The other inmates gave him a standing ovation.
He beat the feds.
Because he beat the feds. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, said that he got basically a hero's welcome because the way the other inmates see it, this is such a rarity that someone beats the government.
Very rare. I mean, the government has when you look at the resources in Diddy, to get 70 Homeland Security agents to raid 2 houses, to spend the time to put 6 prosecutors on this, and all that they did, it is hard to beat that. And he had the money to hire a legal team that kicked their ass. I mean, they just did.
That's why part of the reaction of the other inmates sort of surprised me, because you could see it cutting the other way, that they would be resentful that a guy with lots of money and power was able to beat the feds while maybe some of the people in prison didn't have those resources. But it cut the other way. They just want to see the government beaten, and there's a real camaraderie in prison. And he apparently came in and was feted like a hero, a returning hero, after being told he had to go back and sit in the facility and not be released on bond, which I think was a bit of a stomach punch to Diddy. There's some of the sketches show he was quite upset with that ruling, but it must be nice to come home.
I did some recon on this, and I was actually wrong on this because I thought he would get out, but they knew he wasn't. And
this is the thing about that. Now, Diddy, he got a lot of money to get out of any situation, regardless of the tactics that they use. Now, it's very, very seldom that somebody beat the feds. And I want everybody to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Diddy, he knew that he was getting out because he had 6 lawyers. And I want y'all to know this was an extensive trial, and it went on for a long time. It was plenty of witnesses who could have put him behind bars for a long time. Nobody beats the feds. We saw NBA Youngboy beat him, and then we see Diddy beat him. And then we saw like a ASAP Rocky, Travis Scott, or one of them. They beat the feds too. They got a lot of money. They could do that. But you got to understand one thing. A lot of the allegations that they brought forth, they was trying to stick the RICO on him. And there was a lot of people saying that, oh, he's going to get the RICO. He's going to get the racketeering. He's going to get locked up for a long time. Diddy, he may serve time considered served. Like at the end of the day, they may give him less than 3 years, just like they said. And we see this happen with state cases. We never really see it happen when you go to the feds. But Diddy, I was finna say 50. Diddy, he been locked up for a long time. And a lot of people know that Diddy, he never been locked up that long. Man, I want y'all to know this is sad, but at the same time, this is a win for Diddy. They said that he didn't do all the trafficking that they was trying to put on him. And I honor anybody who actually stand up for themselves. He has 6 lawyers.
They were prepared for it because they conceded domestic violence in open court.
But in this case, a lot of people catch domestic violence. Domestic violence cases is only a misdemeanor. And 9 times out of 10, and I want y'all to let me know down in the comment section, people lie on people. People fabricate stories just to get you locked up, but it's only a misdemeanor, depending on the statute and depending on what extra you did with the domestic violence. DVs, easy to beat. It's not hard to go to court, have your lawyer to focus in on one main point. If you got text messages, if you got footage, if you got pictures of anything, all that can be held up in court. Like at the end of the day, I want y'all to know this is something we see happen time after time, but Diddy, he getting out, and that's a win for Diddy. Like at the end of the day.
They kind of knew that he was going to stay in until sentencing. Nonetheless, now there's been a shoe that's been
Yes.
put on another foot.
Right. The immediate aftermath of the trial for Diddy was getting that applause in prison. For Cassie, it was getting hit with a lawsuit that was filed by a man named Clayton Howard. He's one of the male escorts that had freak-offs with Cassie and Diddy. During the trial, he was referred to as Dave.
And a lot of people said that Dave, he was like exposing what Cassie was doing. They said Cassie was hand in hand with Diddy. They said Cassie wanted them men to come. Now, despite everything that Cassie said at trial, Cassie was one of the main ones who sat back and act like she was a pure victim, as if Diddy, he just took her and brought her in his house and just, you feel me, had her doing all this. No, she wanted a record deal. She wanted fame. She wanted to have the same power as Diddy. And a lot of people see this happen a lot. Some women, some men, they want to be in the spot of the person who got the power. Hit the like button if you know that Cassie, she kind of messed up, because now the workers who she was calling, who she said Diddy gave her the money to fly them out there and do all this, these are the same people who coming back and suing her. And we see this happen all the time. But you know how New York get down. New York don't play no games. And NYPD, they said most of these cases happen in New York.
But he says that not only did Diddy control him, but Cassie controlled him. So you have now Diddy and Cassie as co-defendants in this lawsuit that accuses her, Clayton claims that she got pregnant and had it with his child and had an abortion without telling him. Also that he got an STI from her. And he said all along, you know, people during this trial, you had Cassie as the victim. She was victim one.
That's
but
what she said.
His experience, he says, is that she was very much in control. This is what he had to say about why he didn't file this lawsuit sooner.
One, I was in an economic position where I really needed the money. Two, Mr. Combs is incredibly powerful, and Miss Ventura had no problem in her use of that power. There's a side to her that people don't, the side that manipulated Sean Combs' power, the side that embraced his power and his position.
And this is the victim who's talking. This is one of the workers. But because you got to understand, he's a victim too, because they made him stay there beyond his will. Cassie was threatening this man. And I want y'all to know, no tables will be unturned. They will get down to the bottom of everything. What's done in the dark will come to the light. And y'all already know how people get down. People gonna do stuff and then throw rocks and hide their hands. Come on now, we see this happen all the time. But I really appreciate TMZ for even dropping this. And I would like to, y'all go subscribe to TMZ and let them, you feel me? Y'all already know.
Position to do things that she wanted. So I was always afraid if I stopped coming, then I would start having problems, because she threatened me several times not to come and made me feel uncomfortable that I would come to see her just to avoid any problem with Sean Combs.
So, you know, what's interesting about this, we spoke to one of the alternate jurors over the weekend, and he was saying, look, that he felt, and it sounds like the rest of the jury did too, that it wasn't so much a victim, although a lot of people on the outside say it was, as somebody who was consenting and was getting something out of the relationship. He's kind of echoing that in a way.
Yeah, that is certainly what Clayton was saying, that what she got out of it was power. And he said that he actually did want to file this lawsuit. He didn't want to wait until the trial was over. He wanted to file it before.
Do y'all know that all that money she got, she's gonna have to pay right back out to the people who she was calling in? The same people who she said that everybody was a victim of Diddy. When the workers came out and said that it was Cassie, the one who was bringing them male workers. Man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man.